All right, Rasul, day 2 for you. Actually, some more sleep probably. So how'd it go today?
A little better. I feel a lot better with a good night's rest. Again, just out here trying to be vocal, show my veteran leadership, and just pick up the system so I can understand exactly what it is that we're trying to do in the defensive and offensive end.
Is it tough to assume a role like that, like a veteran leader, when you're just coming in and most of the guys are new to you?
A little, because you don't want to rub any of the guys the wrong way. But I talked to Coach Casey, and he's empowered me and gave me, permission just to talk and give guys the experience that I have. That's really important here. Jamal McGlory is doing a good job. He has a voice. I'm allowed to have a voice, and it's coming from a good place. And we only want to help these guys get better, and we only want to be better ourselves.
Dwayne talked about going back, so when new people come in. Your second day, did you pick anything up that maybe you didn't have yesterday?
It's pretty much, a lot of the same stuff. We put some of the offensive sets in. We're just trying to get some of our timing down. But again, we're hanging our hat on the defensive end, so we're continuously working on our defensive philosophy.
When you talk about, establishing leadership, is it more of a come in, assess, kind of see how everybody rolls, and then you step up and say, okay, these are some things that you need to do, or how do you assess it when it comes to leadership?
Just paying attention. By being around, some of the ways that you need to rotate, some of the spots on the floor you need to be defensively, and allowing the coaches to correct you, leading by example, by trying to be in the right spot. Most of the time, none of us are perfect. We're all looking to play the perfect game, which we'll never get to. But just trying to be in the right spot all the time, and if you see someone not in the right spot, just pulling them aside and telling them, you got to get there a little faster, a little sooner, and letting them know that the biggest key on the defensive end is communication.
When you look at that 3 spot on this team, you have James, and when Linus is healthy, it's going to be some interesting battles there for minutes, huh?
James is a great talent. So is Linus. We'll find a way to make it work, but it'll be great competition in practice. We all are different players in some fashion, but we all have a different skill set that can help our team.
How familiar is the defensive stuff in terms of what you've seen before and some of the people you've played for?
Coach Casey is a defensive guru, so he's just making sure that we're in the right spot.
You played for Riley, though, so I'm sure you heard some
I
of
did.
this.
So, a lot of the things are similar. Like when you play for these good defensive coaches, a lot of the places on the floor that you need to be, that you need to protect, you just want to make sure that the offense, is looking at 3-4 guys most of the time, all the time, and making sure that the weak side is ready to rotate, and, keeping the furthest guy away from the ball, allowing him to be the only threat.
Who were some of the vets throughout your career that stood out? Some of the vets, like throughout your career, who are some of them that you would maybe look up to?
That I played with?
Yeah.
Definitely Eddie Jones. He had me the first 3 years. Alonzo Mourning, the way that he communicates on the defensive end. A younger guy in Tyson Chandler, Chris Paul. Those guys are really vocal. They understand what's going on at all times. Shaquille O'Neal was good for me. Also playing with P.J. Brown. Guys like that just are consummate pros and always understand what's going on the basketball floor.
I think now you're looking forward to kind of giving back the lessons that you learned going through.
Well, that's the role that I have here with us being such a young team. That's something that I'm taking on, and I'm just going to continue to work hard and do the best that I can to help us, but at the same time make sure that I'm paying attention to the details and helping guys, do the same.
They've been trying to focus on defense here for a few years and trying to, instill a defensive mentality. So far, it hasn't worked. This year, obviously, it seems like it's going to be different. What gives you an indication that it will be different?
Just the concentration that everyone's giving every day. Since I've been here the first 2 days, guys are really focused on that end of the floor. It's great energy. Mm-hmm. Last year, this team finished, I think, 14th or 15th in offense in the league and 30th. In defense. So if we change that, if we can make it if we finish 14th, 15th in scoring and then also in defense, I think we'll have a really good year.
The fact that he brings that defensive mentality and that defensive legend, guru, whatever you want to call it, you think that kind of earns him a little buy-in right away?
Absolutely, because guys know that what he's speaking is true. Mm-hmm. He's done it before. He's done it with teams that have done it successfully. So He definitely has everyone's attention because he's so good at what he does.
And all those leaders you talked about, who do you sort of most sort of pattern yourself after? Like who have you taken more from?
I hate to say this because if he sees it, he's probably gonna call me. But Eddie Jones.
Yeah.
He's the one who had the most impression on me. Just how quick he was in the defensive passing lanes. He always knew what was going on. He was always in a good help defensive position. He was a great individual defender and a great team defender as well.
Very vocal.
Very vocal, but he did it more so by leading by example.
Has Dwayne explained Pound the Rock to you yet?
He hasn't. I just know that we said before and after practice, but I'm going to ask him about it later.